So if we're done with PlayStation, I want to talk about Stage 3. It's a really, really good segue because the Avengers beta just it either came out today or it's coming out tomorrow. So if you haven't downloaded it by the time you're watching this, you can pre-order the Avengers game, and you'll have access to the beta. So we learned a lot. We learned a lot from this. I'm going to spearhead this really quickly, and then anything that you guys have to add, please do. So the Avengers game, which originally was, I guess, for PS4, but now we know it's for everything. It got shown at E3, if I'm not mistaken, during the Sony conference. I don't recall.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
It fell off of my radar because it looked sort of generic and forgettable, honestly.
It's weird, man. That game gave me like it didn't caught my attention, even though it should have, because it's the freaking Avengers.
I agree. Yeah.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, man. So no. It's basically like, I know you're a big fan of SpiderMan, the game.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe all of them, and they were amazing when that one came out. I believe the gameplay was my main concern, because it's like Spider-Man, dude, it plays amazing. You flip into the buildings, you tackle criminals. But the Avengers, I believe, is a little bit more complex. So my concern is basically pretty much, how are we gonna balance all those powers? I don't know if you feel that way, man.
No, so I did, and then I did research after some people got their hands on the beta, and I think actually even a previous episode or at work, so if it didn't happen on Stage Select, forgive me, but some of the concerns that the three of us had is, Spider-Man was such an amazing video game. How do you hold up to that? And how do the rest of the Avengers live up to how good that the Spider-Man game was?
Yeah.
And so I just want to unpackage that really quick because I didn't know. So if you don't know, or you're just listening for the first time, whatever. So as it's been unveiled that the Avengers game, I think it's just called Avengers. I don't really know what the name is.
I think that's the name, yeah, Avengers.
Yeah. It takes place, I think, in a non-canonical version of right before between it. Yeah, no, even earlier. I think it's between Avengers 1 and 2. Either way, so.
Oh, this is canon.
Is it?
From the movie? I don't know. I'm asking. So
no, it can't be. It can't be canon because
this is a different universe.
It cannot be canon because of a reason that it's too early to talk about. So just really quick. So I just wanted to talk about it in relation to looter shooters or looters in general. Is it turns out that this game plays like Destiny and like Diablo. And
what?
Yeah, right. Yeah. So that's
what?
Now, dude, you didn't see the gameplay, like the early gameplay from before when they did it, dude. Like honestly, Chris, you're right. It kind of did remind me of that, man.
Wait,
to be honest, not gonna lie.
The Avengers game is a looter.
Yeah, dude. The way the way the gameplay actually like showed it, it's
damn.
It's a looter, bro.
I'm so lost in this game. Then what is this?
Let me help you out. So the game starts off, and you, at least in terms of when you have access to the beta, you have Iron Man, you have Hulk, you have Black Widow, and then you have Kamala Khan, who, for the listeners, for anybody watching, Kamala Khan is Miss Marvel. I don't have time to talk about who she is. She
AKA the successor of Captain Marvel, practically.
Yes, thank you. So she stretches like Mrs. Fantastic, basically. But so, yeah, it's a looter, man. It's a looter. So the whole point is you have drop zones. I mean, there's a story mode. There appears to be a story mode where it'll say like, hey, we recommend for you to play as the Hulk, but you don't have to pick the Hulk. And then you play as Iron Man, and Iron Man can fly. I'm getting ahead of myself. So you're talking about Spider-Man, relating to Spider-Man and how it could possibly compare to that. So they've made, at least in terms of the beta, all of the characters travel and battle in their own unique ways. So for example, Iron Man can fly. Yeah. So he can just fly and laser beam all his stuff. The Hulk can do long jumps. Kamala Khan and Black Widow both have grappling hooks like Spider-Man. So this is basically, it's not an open world, But for listeners that don't know Destiny, it is you sort of pick a mode and I guess stage to play in, and then you go and you loot it, you kill enemies, you do the objective, and then you possibly roll new loot from it. So Will, I'm understanding this is new information to you. So before I move forward, if you have any questions, I did a bit of research.
Okay, my question is this a single player or multiplayer game?
It is a multiplayer game, so it is. Yep. It is you can do this co-op, a la Marvel Alliance. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it was cross-platform or not, but understand that every single one of your heroes has stat trees. So your Iron Man is not going to be the same as my Iron Man. Manny's Black Widow will not be the same as my Black Widow.
So we can be Iron Man if we want.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I don't know for sure. But
I think you can. I think you can. Sorry to interrupt you, man, but I think you can. From what I was looking at, like the Marvel Spider-Man game, I know you had like different skill trees, and it's like I think there's like I want to say 15 skill trees like per thing. This one you have like 49, dude. So you can literally customize the way you want your Iron Man to be in terms of like skill set, or like Black Widow, like Hulk, like they all have like their different skill sets. So,
but even in the single player experience, which it's how cool is it that we can play together? Because it's just like Will said, this was kind of a dud when it was announced. It seemed strange and cartoony and just lame, but now we're finding that it's a Destiny-sized game. But if you're playing, go ahead.
My question is, so you're saying this is a looter. So basically, if I kill stuff, things drop from these enemies, like gear and stuff, and I can wear them?
Yes.
Yep.
Bruh. Your Black Widow will not look the same as my Black Widow.
Nope.
But you mean, so basically I can customize the character my way.
Yeah.
Not only cosmetically, but also stat-wise.
So the gear gives me stats.
Yes. Yeah. It is a looter.
And attribute-wise,
the end of stage 2, we were talking about the looter beat 'em up or the looter hack and slash. This is a looter brawler. This is a looter brawler.
I need to watch some gameplay about this game.
It looks incredible.
Yeah,
it looks good.
It looked like a real big fat dud whenever they announced the first trailer.
Okay.
But now they're saying, even in just the beta, which as of today you can download, or maybe perhaps tomorrow if you pre-order. No, man, you can explore like a sort of generic-esque worlds in the Marvel universe and just beat up on whack robots and hope for a good drop. And
this was showing and again, I'm so sorry to go around the topic.
No, please.
This was showing the gameplay, right? The looting.
It was.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys saw the looting.
Mm-hmm.
Because not only was it shown that it power scales. So a rare you can equip to, I forget what they call it, but let's just call it, I'm going to call it Power Stone because I don't remember what it was called.
Yeah.
So a rare piece of equipment, you can equip 2 Power Stones. A epic piece of equipment, you can equip 4 Power Stones. I don't know, not Power Stone, but upgrade, whatever.
Okay.
4 upgrades. So, and then the legendary upgrade or a piece of
Thanos right now, man. I'm picking Thanos. I'm gonna get that
dude. Every single hero has their own unique super move. Mm-hmm. That, I mean, it's pretty wild. This game, it seems like so much more than I expected at all. I mean, even to you too. Clearly, it's just. I mean,
it's unbelievable. I mean, I'm watching the Wikipedia page trying to familiarize myself with the topic because you threw me off with the looting. Here it says it's a third-person action-adventure game that combines original cinematic story with single-player and co-op gameplay. It doesn't say looting, but if it's show in the video,
it's looting,
that is
man.
Looting.
Yeah. You can get epic gear and legendary gear, bro.
That's insane.
It's a looter.
What is this game? This is crazy.
That's for every character, man. Like literally every character has their own custom, like cosmetically wise, they can look the way like differently. Like honestly, I'm kind of excited for Iron Man's cosmetics because I'm pretty sure this dude might have like his outer space Iron Suit and the Hulkbuster and all that stuff on there, man.
So the Hulkbuster is Iron Man's ultimate. But before we go on too much about everybody's ultimate and the fact that this is a looter. There's two big things that I want to talk about before we use too much time. Is one, it has very clearly been revealed in the gameplay that I've watched that there is sort of a fifth component in terms of getting gear as a looter would, which has no how would you say, like no real information so far, which to me and a lot of the internet points to microtransactions.
Okay.
So even though this isn't online, there's a really good chance that your Captain America can have a better shield than my Captain America because you put $20 into the game.
Disney wants that dough, baby. That's how it is.
Dude.
The other piece, which, I mean, that first piece, go play stage 1 again, Disney, relax. But the other piece is, I mean, come on. The other piece is, Sony will, PlayStation 4 and 5 will be the only console to be able to have Spider-Man, which I think...
I mean, it's understandable, man. It's their character, dude. Like it's hard for them, I believe, to share it. Like I believe those negotiations with Disney had to be like really brutal. So they're gonna try to milk every single corner a little bit because it's theirs. They paid for that license. They own it. So
I mean, it's David versus Goliath, but David has Spider-Man. Like it's.
So and again, it's gonna make very difficult again for I mean not very difficult. It's gonna be like consumers. So this version has Spider-Man, this version doesn't have Spider-Man. So which one are you gonna get?
That kind of tears me apart, man. Because it's like, you know what? Like this could have kind of been like the end of a closure of maybe the console wars. Like if you're gonna make Spider-Man exclusive only to PS4, you might as well should have just made Marvel's Avengers exclusive to just PS4 and not even have Xbox play it. They're pretty much getting the crap end of the stick, dude. At this point, I'm like, dude, you know what? Like, when they select their characters or whatever, they're gonna see a blank box right there. Like that's Spider-Man right there, dude. But we don't have him.
It's gonna be something else. So. The game itself looks amazing. I think it's incredible, but it also brings up so many points. I mean, just to re-go over like the quick three for audio listeners or whoever. One, the game looks actually awesome, and I don't think anybody expected that. Two, microtransactions. Like when did that get introduced to single-player games and potentially co-op? And then three, Sony or PlayStation is the only one that gets Spider-Man, who is, I mean, it's for debate, but undoubtedly, for my money, the most popular Marvel character. I don't know. That's a lot to dissect, and I don't.
It's like you're gonna get this game for PlayStation. If you own a PlayStation, even if you own both, or you're gonna be like, I need the PlayStation version because I want that extra hero there.
Why wouldn't you want Spider-Man? It's Spider-Man.
Yeah. Exactly. It's like, man, it's like watching a band without the lead singer. So it's not the same. You got all the instruments.
Everybody else in
Marvel, right? The music is amazing, but I mean, it's just there's something missing. So I believe that might be the only issue when it comes to different versions. It's just Spider-Man, man. The presence of Spider-Man, and look, Spider-Man is so valuable right now. Like even Disney, loud. Even Disney bend the knee for Spider-Man. So you see how much he attracts, how much he sells, how much he drives business. Like this character has so unbelievable powers. Not only on the fantasy world, man, on the real world too. Because you have companies sitting down making billions of dollar deals for this character. You know how big of a powerful influence this dude is, and it's crazy, man.
He's the Marvel version of Batman, pretty much at that point.
Pretty much, man. You said it. Pretty much, man. It's kind of freaky that the amount of power that character has.
Yeah,
and that's Go ahead.
I wasn't. I'm sorry, man. I was gonna say, like, in terms of like the Spider-Man aspect, it's crazy because I kind of been looking a little bit more into this, and supposedly, like, you know how Insomniac has like they're pretty much kicking ass in terms of their game sales right now. In terms of
Miles Morales looks amazing.
Yeah, dude. And speaking of that, man, it's kind of funny though. It's kind of like a theory, but I know it's not really legit. But like this guy that I was kind of doing research on, he pretty much said that it's crazy because the Spider-Man Miles Morales game is it's going to be solely on him. You won't really notice Peter Parker in there, so maybe that Peter Parker ended up going to the Marvel's Avengers to help them out for a little bit. That's why they kind of have their Miles Morales just solo PlayStation game at that point, and that kind of interests me a little bit because even though they might not be from the same like universe, but just the fact that they even did that, it goes to show that there's probably something even bigger like later on for Spider-Man to come later on at that point.
That is an entirely different discussion with Peter Parker going into the multiverse.
So I have one last question for you, Chris. So this game, who made it and when does it come out?
Oh my God. Yeah. How do we not talk about that? So, Square Enix produced it. It was made by, oh man, I don't remember who frontlined it, but this is a Square Enix game. Like which is insane because the last Square Enix game that was action RPG was Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Okay, I found it. Well, it's Square Enix, yes, but it's Crystal Dynamics is the studio.
Crystal Dynamics, yeah.
Yeah, they're the one who made Tomb Raider, so I'm expecting good things about this thing, man.